All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most powerful forces shaping, well, pretty much everything: business analytics. We're going to see how raw, messy data gets turned into the smart decisions that power the companies you use every single day.
So, first things first, what even is business analytics? It sounds super complicated, I know, but the basic idea is actually pretty simple. It's all about using data to make smarter choices and get a peek at what might be coming around the corner. And to get a feel for this, think about something you've probably wondered about. You know when your favorite app recommends the perfect movie or a song you instantly love, or that one thing you were just thinking about buying? How does it do that? It feels kind of like mind reading, right? Well, spoiler alert, it's not magic. It is pure, powerful business analytics at work. Every time you click, every search you make, every show you binge, it's all a little breadcrumb of data. And when you put all those breadcrumbs together, they tell a story about what you're probably going to do next. Okay, so here's the official textbook definition. It's a process using data and stats to check out how a business is doing and make decisions. But honestly, the really important part isn't just about grabbing a ton of data. It's about digging through that mountain of information to find the golden nuggets, those clear insights that actually help you do something. And this idea has been around for a while. Way back in the day, Henry Ford was already analyzing his assembly line to make it faster. But what's really changed is just the mind-blowing scale of it all. We've gone from counting things by hand to building these giant digital libraries called data warehouses to today's big data era, where we can analyze billions of data points in the blink of an eye. A really great way to get your head around all this is to think about analytics like a ladder. Every single rung you climb gives you a more powerful view. You go from just looking back at what already happened to literally helping shape what's going to happen next. So this ladder has four main steps. You start at the bottom with descriptive analytics. That just tells you what happened. Pretty simple, like sales went up last month. Then you climb a step to diagnostic analytics, which asks, okay, why did that happen? The next step up is predictive, which is where things get really interesting, because now you're asking, what will happen? And right at the top, the most powerful rung is prescriptive analytics. That tells you, all right, what should we do about it?
So how do analysts actually climb that ladder? Well, they're not just guessing. They have a specific set of tools and processes they use to make sense of all this information.
So in this toolkit, you've got a few key things. Data mining is kind of like being a detective, searching through mountains of data for clues and hidden patterns. Then you've got forecasting and predictive analytics, which use those patterns to guess what the future looks like. But arguably the most important tool in the entire box is the one that makes all this complicated stuff actually make sense to us humans. And that tool is data visualization. It's like a translator, turning all that messy, complex data into clean, simple pictures that our brains can understand instantly. Let's look at a couple of quick examples.
Okay, take a simple bar chart. Boom. Right away, without even reading a single number, you can see that one product is just crushing the others. It's perfect for making quick comparisons.
Or what about a donut chart? It's awesome for showing how one big thing is divided up. In a split second, you get the whole competitive landscape and see who's got the biggest piece of the pie. And the list just goes on and on. Analysts use scatter plots to see how two things relate to each other, or heat maps to see where the action is. The goal is always the same, though. Pick the right visual to tell the story that's hiding in the data. Okay, so let's take all these ideas and see how they actually play out in the real world. Because this isn't just theory, right? It is actively driving how businesses win in pretty much every industry you can think of. Seriously, just think about it. E-commerce, that's those personalized recommendations we keep talking about. Finance, they use it to spot fraud before your account gets drained. In healthcare, it's used to track diseases and get help where it's needed most. And yeah, even your food delivery app is using analytics to figure out the fastest route to your door so your food's still hot. It's literally everywhere. So that brings us to the future. I mean, if this is what's happening right now, where in the world is all this headed? Because things are moving and changing faster than ever before. What's coming next is really being driven by a few huge trends all hitting at once. First, you've got the Internet of Things, all those smart devices creating just massive, constant streams of data. Then big data tech lets us actually handle it all. Then AI comes in as the brain to make analysis smarter and way more automatic. And the final piece, cloud computing. That's what puts all these incredible tools into the hands of just about anyone. But, and this is a big but,
all this incredible power brings with it some serious responsibility. You know the old saying, right? As we collect more data and build smarter tools, we run into some really big new challenges we just can't afford to ignore. And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. As we hand over more and more of our decisions to algorithms, the most important question is shifting. It's not just, can we do this anymore? The real question is, how do we do this right? How do we make absolutely sure that the decisions being made are not only smart, but that they're also fair and that they're unbiased? That, right there, is the next great challenge for business analytics.